I reckon Canelo's got the hand speed advantage.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's a bold statement.
I reckon he does.
Siren Blue, baby.
Billy Joe Saunders has recently posted a picture showing himself what looks to be the shape of his life. Now, a lot of times we've seen with athletes, they'll post a picture looking in shape, then get in the ring looking like Andy Ruiz in the rematch. But he's been in India with his ancestors, as he likes to call them, getting in shape for the fight. Yeah, he's been training for a while. He looks in even better shape than his last fight against Martin Murray. How do you think this new look Saunders will look against Canelo?
Boy, I hope that is no editing going on with the picture. You know what I'm saying? Based off of Ruiz's last picture, obviously it puts that in your head, innit? If he's in that shape, that's some serious shape.
Yeah, for real.
That's some serious shape. Given the fact that he's got one of them he's got a frame. I feel like even when he's in shape, he might not be ripped necessarily. You know what I mean? So to see him ripped, you gotta think he's gonna be in the best shape of his life. Obviously, he's got to be in the best shape of his life for this fight. Will it be enough? What you say?
I don't think so.
No.
You know my thoughts on Canelo, innit? And what he does. So I just think it will be too much for Saunders, especially I reckon Canelo's got the hand speed advantage.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's a bold statement.
I reckon he does.
Yeah? I'm going to watch it back. I'm going to watch some of their fights back. Well, not highlights, watch a few fights, maybe highlight reels just to see their combinations and when they're letting them hands go. But Canelo's obviously started off a lot smaller than Billy Joe, innit? So
yeah, exactly.
It could, yeah, I won't argue with that.
And he's definitely got the power advantage as well.
Yeah.
I think Billy Joe Saunders, literally his feet and his brain is what's going to win him the fight, innit?
Yeah. What I was thinking to myself, yeah, from a training point of view, if you was training Billy Joe Saunders, what would be the best way? Because not the best way, obviously Billy Joe's strengths. You got to obviously work to his strengths. But say, for instance, going into this fight in the sense that you can't, we're not even talking about nicking a decision. We're talking he could still kind of hold his feet and trade a bit, but he's got to do a lot to go out there and get a decision. Yeah. He's got to do a lot more than what Billy Joe's strengths allow him to do. Do you know what I'm saying? He could go on the back foot and touch and move and jump on his bike and go and dance around the ring. But then realistically, we all kind of feel that is nowhere near. Even if he looks class doing so and completely outlands against Canelo, it's not going to get him a decision.
But I reckon if he outboxes Canelo and everyone knows he outboxed Canelo, even if he don't get a decision, he'll get a rematch or he'll get something.
Nah, I won't say a rematch.
You don't think so?
But I feel like they would avoid it. Do you know what I mean? If you think, he showed Canelo up and made Canelo look bad. I think in terms of a rematch,
Canelo ain't got promoter no more, so he'll just be his own
decision.
He's
a free agent, yeah. I think the rematch only makes sense if Billy Joe wins.
Yeah, I heard that.
But from a training point of view, do you train Billy Joe to stand a bit more than he usually does and try and mix it? Or do you train him just to get the best out of what he does? Boom, punching, moving, don't be there. Don't be in the centre of the ring, basically.
Nah, I think at this point in his career, it's too late to teach him how to trade like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Although against like people like Andy Lee, where he won the title, he dropped him with 9 shots.
Yeah.
I think with Canelo, the speed, and that's where Canelo's most comfortable.
It plays into his hands.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're allowing him to set his feet and pick his spots.
Yeah.
So I don't think that'd be too smart. Although what you said is right, though. If you don't do that, you're probably not gonna win.
Yeah. From a training point of view, from a trainer's point of view, obviously, it's a tough one because from a complete fan point of view, you think to yourself, you ain't getting a decision against Canelo by being completely on the back foot. You know what I mean? As class as it is, and as much as obviously purist boxing fans like to see that, is it really a smart idea to go in that ring and do it? Personally, I think to get the decision, he needs to hold his feet a bit more in the centre of the ring. I feel like he needs to make Canelo pay. He can't just make him miss, you know what I'm saying, and play around, dance around and touch and move, sit on the back foot, get on his back in bursts. I feel like he needs to hold his feet at some point in the centre of the ring. Not necessarily trade, but kind of boom, maybe one step back and then come in with 2 shots and then step off, rather than just, you know what I mean?
You can't just keep bouncing for 12 rounds. At one point, you're going to have to tell him, you can't just keep walking me down.
Right,
you have to give him something to think about, which is right. You think he's got that in his locker?
I think he's a great fighter. He's a talented fighter. I think, obviously, again, we're talking about Canelo pound for pound, number one. Doing it at that level at this stage in your career, trying to make little adjustments like that. If it's not something that he does in the gym, I don't really know. You know what I mean? If it's not something he's comfortable doing. But yeah, I just think I would be disappointed if Billy Joe went out there and tried to just box on the back foot completely, just you know what I mean? As nice as much as that is boxing, hit and don't be hit. You know what I mean? I would be a bit disappointed if he went out there purely with that mindset. I would want to see him at some points trying to stand, hold his feet and let some shots go.
Let's flip the coin a little bit. If you was training Canelo, how would you tell him to approach Billy Joe Saunders?
Oh, I feel like the fighters are like Canelo. I feel like you don't really tell them too much. You don't really, obviously, you just make little adjustments, but I feel like he's very smart, and also what he does normally gets the job done. So you don't really want to make too many changes. But obviously, a lot of southpaw sparring. Obviously, you know what works against the southpaw, what shots you'll be looking for. Yeah, just getting that lead hand out, just getting that, obviously getting used to that lead hand jab from Billy Joe coming from the right hand rather than the left hand. Maybe we'll get any shots off of that, but not trying to change too much. Just the same game plan which Canelo always has, which is basically get your man within them 12 rounds and get him out of that ring, innit? Why? What are you saying? Do you think adjustments need to be made? Obviously, adjustments need to be made. What would you aim at? What would you look at?
Cutting off the ring. I think that's the most important part for Canelo.
You always said that's his downfall, innit? Canelo's downfall.
You can't cut off the ring. I think you just go the whole camp work on cutting off the ring.
Yeah. Because he obviously got that confidence once he gets a man. Yeah. But someone like Billy Joe, you ain't going to get him with limited footwork and basic footwork, innit? Exactly.
And he's too flat-footed when he's on the front foot as well. He's never on his toes when he's coming forward. When he's coming back, he's on his toes lovely. But on the front foot, he's very heavy, very flat-footed. Obviously, it helps himself his power shots as well, innit? That's why he's always set to throw big bombs, because he's flat-footed. But at the same time, against Billy Joe, if you're throwing the big bombs flat-footed, you're not going to land them,
innit? So and then you just find yourself plodding around the ring rather than actually...
Yeah, exactly.
And someone like Billy Joe, obviously, that'll play into his hands. He can look class doing so. But hey, all these things to take into consideration. What are you saying right now? I'm making my final decision on the outcome today.
Go on. You gonna let us know?
What you say? Keep your secret to the fight. Message you after the fight. Say, yeah, this is what I knew it. I'm saying majority decision.
For?
Canelo.
Yeah.
Majority decision. What majority? What's that? 2 to Canelo, 1 a draw.
Yeah.
1 a draw. Yeah, I'm thinking Canelo gets it on a majority decision, but a very close fight, a very debatable fight. But I wouldn't be surprised at all if Canelo nicks it. And obviously if Billy Joe nicks it. But who did I say majority decision to? Canelo, yeah. But if Billy Joe nicks it, I wouldn't be surprised. And also that will set up a mega money rematch, innit?
Yeah.
If Billy Joe,
100%. Sure. I think Canelo stops him late though.
Yeah, stoppage. Yeah. Producer Dan, what are we saying about that?
I think Billy Joe's gonna knock him out late.
Right,
I think he's got his fitness up.
Yeah,
he's working hard.
I like
and the photos as well, and also the fact that the judge they've removed the last judge, or they said that there's not going to be an English judge on the card, is going to give Billy Joe that extra spur to actually get the job done. Yeah, to get the job done, because he knows he's not going to win on the cards.
There's no English judge.
No English judge.
I love that. That's a wild statement.
Canelo's never been dropped in his entire career.
Yeah.
Billy Joe hasn't dropped anybody of importance other than Andy Lee, and he's still got a majority decision.
It's a flush knockgown though.
Very flush.
Put him over.
But Golovkin hit Canelo clean in the face. Yeah. Canelo didn't blink.
Yeah, but timing. You know what I mean? Billy Joe, Golovkin, you see them shots coming from a mile away, innit? It's advertising. I mean, Billy Joe, he's gonna walk on throwing. Canelo might get caught throwing a shot. It's definitely a wild accusation, but I like the confidence. I like the belief.
But how else is he gonna win the fight?
Yeah, again, that's obviously the discussion. He's obviously got a lot. He's got work cut out for him, because I don't think he could do what he usually does. So if he does go out there with that intention, I'll be over the moon. Not to say go out there to knock him out, but really go out there with the mentality that I'm gonna take this fight. You know what I mean? And I feel like this fight for Billy Joe could be like Klitschko for Fury.
Yeah.
Why not? You know what I mean? Fury, his whole, that's the fight he wanted to, that's all he cared about, that's all he said, the belts was irrelevant. He just wanted to do what everyone said couldn't be done, beat that guy, innit? And I feel like Canelo's been that guy for how long, the guy that can't be beaten, And Billy Joe definitely has the style for him.
Billy Joe's been going to bed every night for the last few years just thinking about Canelo.
Yeah, come on. That's that added incentive, isn't it? Don't draw me into your gas though, yeah. He's selling it to me. I'm buying it. I'm buying. But listen,
It's the unsubstantiated confidence, just nothing behind it, just cap.
Nah, but it's obviously Billy Joe. It's good to have that confidence in him. I think it's justified, isn't it? He's, you know what I mean. He's a proven elite fighter, Billy Joe. Obviously, Canelo's pound for pound elite. It's a big difference, but
who's Billy Joe's biggest knockout victory?
Biggest knockout victory. Producer Dan, back me up here, bro.
He doesn't have one.
What you saying?
Who's his biggest victory?
Biggest victory?
Yeah.
Biggest. Come, bro, don't start frowning at me. It's been a long day, cuz. Come tell us.
Huh?
Who? You just make that up.
Yeah.
Lemieux. He's talking about Lemieux.
Lemieux.
That can't be his biggest.
Chris Eubank.
Chris Eubank. So who's
Martin
who's
Murray.
the biggest name?
I thought Chris Eubank won that fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Eubank put it on him.
Nah, he's
In
sorry.
the
Second
later
half,
rounds.
bro.
I thought he lost the first 6.
Yeah, but he put it on him second half.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he did. Everyone knows he did.
But Billy Joe was on.
He
Billy Joe was
didn't nut him. He just stood in the centre of the ring.
I know. Billy Joe was running last 6
So
rounds.
come on,
Gassed.
what are you saying? What are you saying?
What am I saying?
Yeah, what was that? What are you getting at? So he's not elite. He's not proven.
Yeah, I wouldn't say proven. If you haven't beat elite fighters, I can't call you proven elite.
Okay, fair enough.
That by the
Can't
eye
argue with
test,
that.
the eye test is elite.
And
will
how
know.
you look against the people you've been in there
yeah,
with.
exactly. But I wouldn't say proven elite until you beat them elite.
Yeah. Fair enough. I can't argue with that.
Especially how he's been looking recently as well.
How's he been looking?
He hadn't had a good. Before Lemieux, he hadn't had a good performance in like 2-3 years. And since Lemieux, I don't think he's had a good performance either.
Yeah. Saying that though, similar mentality to Tyson Fury. I feel like they really struggle with motivation. I feel like they need that.
But I thought with Tyson Fury, he'll go like what was that McDermott fight where he'll have like a shit fight. And then he got on a streak where he'll just beat everyone up like we're done to Chisora. Just made him look completely amateur.
What was that? The first or the second? The second one he stopped.
The second one he just
What was the first one like? I can't remember that one.
He won of wide decision.
But there was some fights where Fury can look at the same level as his opponent.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He could be in there with someone and you think, raw, like it's a bit of a nip and tuck fight. But realistically, Fury is levels above them. But he allows himself, and who knows? Maybe the same could be said for Billy Joe, innit?
You're right. But yeah, I still got late stoppage for Canelo.
Late stoppage for Canelo. We got late stoppage for Billy Joe by producer Dan. What are you saying, Jack?
Late stoppage Canelo. My second it.
Canelo. Now, guys, majority decision.
Yeah.
Canelo, majority. I'm putting a lot of money on that.
You're about to say the same thing. Outlandish ones. That's what you like to bet on.
I'm telling you, £200 got to go down real quick.
Speaking of Tyson Fury, he also posted a picture of himself looking in shape. This is about 2 weeks after saying he was on a bear diet. Was it bear or lager? He's having 6 lagers a day to get his carbs off.
He's mad.
And then I remember they asked him, have you been training? And he said no. And then like 10 minutes later, it was like, I was sparring yesterday.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've...
He's mad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't know what's going through the guy's head.
They've agreed for the venue now for the fight.
Where's the venue?
They haven't explained it yet.
They
They're
was
gonna
putting
have
that
an announcement.
What was that stadium they put up on Eddie Hearn and Tyson Fury was putting that stadium on Instagram?
I'm not sure.
Did it not come out of Saudi Arabia?
There was something they put up in Vegas not long ago.
Yeah, I think they were teasing it though. That's the Radius Stadium. I thought they went Saudi.
But see what you was just saying about all the antics from Tyson Fury.